you should be pulling a six-figure salary right now because you have the right skills and experience. The problem is you don't know this. So I'm going to show you some jobs that you're eligible for and will increase your salary. All of these jobs are on usajobs.gov. So you need to go ahead and set up your account, which is pretty quick. After that, set your filters, which is location, job series, salary, expectation. Once you've done that, you're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of jobs you probably can do as an example. The first job is a Records and Information Management Specialist at the Department of Treasury with a salary of $117,000 to $153,000 a year. This is a GS-13 position. And here is the required experience: applying record management principles. You might not think that you have experience with records management principles, but the chances are you do, because over half of the jobs in this country have exposure to this type of skill. And this is in administrative jobs. This could be in, let's say, sales or military, law enforcement. You probably have exposure to this. What matters is how you word your responsibility and, more importantly, your achievement within your resume. Also, you need experience reviewing and entering information into a database, assisting customers, and problem solving. This job is in the 0308 job series, which is Records and Information Management. The federal government has over 300 different job series, from 0006, which is in corrections, to 2210, which is IT. All these job series, you can find them on USA Jobs, or you can look at the OPM Job Series Handbook. If you type that in, OPM Job Series Handbook 2018, you can search through there and find the skills that align best with your background. That's one of the first steps when you're looking for a federal government job. And here's another step: attend virtual hiring events. Multiple federal agencies are hosting these events every week. And if you want me to email you a list, I'll do that. Sign up to the free newsletter down below. The next job is an Administrative and Management Specialist in the Department of Energy with a salary between $59,000 and $191,000 a year. This job is between GS9 and GS15. This job has multiple locations from Colorado to West Virginia. To get in on the lower level of this job, you only need to meet three things: communication, collecting and researching data, and analyzing information. There is no college requirement for this job. And the good thing is there's a built-in promotion ladder. You come in as a GS9, 5 years later, you are a GS15. That's how quick it can move, and that's the top, right? So most people have to apply to their next promotion. You get in, let's say, a GS11. There is no promotion potential. You sit there for as many years as you want to until you're ready, and then you have to apply for your next job on usajobs.gov all over again. But with a job like this, you don't have to do that. You can just ride that promotion ladder all the way up. The next job is a telecommunications specialist in the Department of Defense with a salary between $117,000 and $153,000 a year. This job is in Maryland. This one's telework eligible, and the majority of administrative government jobs have a component of telework, meaning that you can work from the comfort of your house so many days out of the week. Now, the experience for this job here is 2 words: project management. And I'm not talking about you having a PMP. You don't need a PMP. You just need project management experience. This also doesn't mean you have to be a project manager. You can still get project management experience if you're an operations manager, let's say a business analyst. You could even be a leader in the military, and you can get this type of experience. Can you articulate that experience? Can you look at your achievements and have it speak in the manner that you do have that experience? As long as you explain your experience, you will be found eligible. This job is also under the accepted service. The federal government has 3 services. You have competitive service, accepted service, senior executive service. The 2 main ones are competitive service and accepted service. But what does that mean? People often ask me, what's the difference? Which one's better? In the competitive service, after 3 years, you are a competitive status employee. That's the status that you're granted, meaning that you can leave the government at any point in time and re-enter under the competitive service. Re-enter meaning that you have to apply again, but now another path is open for you. The competitive service path is open. So thousands of jobs are now available for you to apply to. Now, the accepted service is not like that. You could do 20, 30 years in the accepted service, and you will not necessarily be able to apply to a competitive service job, which means there's less jobs available to you. The exception to this is if your agency has an interagency agreement, which allows you to apply to other competitive service jobs. So all things being equal, I think it looks advantageous if you choose the competitive service. But there's nothing wrong with accepted service. There are a lot of agencies, that's all they offer. If you look at the FBI, you look at the CIA, you look at the cyber component of DoD, a lot of those jobs are accepted. And that's okay. Do your career there, that's fine. Okay, you might have also noticed there's this little yellow box on the upper right-hand corner, and it says they're limited to 100 applications. With that, that's good, right? Because you understand they're only going to be reviewing the first 100. But if that announcement comes out, let's say at 9 in the morning, and people apply, you can have more than 100 people apply to that. You can have 1,000 people apply in a 24-hour period, because the job announcement will not come off of usajobs.gov usually until it hits midnight. Until the 24-hour cycle is complete, it hits midnight, then it's pulled off. But when people see that little yellow box, they automatically assume the agency knows who they're going to hire. And that's not necessarily the case. There are times where the agency is trying to rapidly get someone into that role. So they want to expedite the hiring process as much as they can. One way to do that is limit, 50 application limit, 100 application limit. That way the job announcement's not on there for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. This job right here will require a top secret clearance, which shouldn't scare you that much because the government's going to be doing the majority of the work when it comes to actually paying the cost of doing the investigation. You'll have to fill out the document. You'll fill out the SF-86, over 100 pages. Little invasive. They're going to want to know, 7 years ago, where were you? Who was your neighbor? Oh, you lived in Nebraska? Who lived across the street from you? That kind of thing, right? And it could lead, top secret, could lead to interviews, interviewing you, interviewing some family members, some associates. A lot of questions are being raised. So just keep that in mind. This adds time to the hiring process. This is not a quick, easy, one and done type situation. It'll add months to the hiring process. The next job is an operation officer in the Department of Defense with a salary of $117,000 to $153,000 a year. This job is also in Maryland. You would expect to see a job like this in the 0300 series because it's administrative in nature. But this job series is the 1001, which is the general arts and information job series. This is usually reserved for like historic type jobs or even communications specialist type jobs. So it's a little bit rare to find one like this. The experience needed is planning, coordinating, and reviewing operations, providing advice to leadership and resource management. If you were to target a job like this, in your resume, you need to use the verbs that are in this job announcement. Your resume needs to say planning, coordinating, and reviewing. You didn't read policy. No, you reviewed policy. You're using that same word. So many people are not taking the simple step, 5 minutes, to look at their resume and replace some of those keywords. It's important because if human resources gets audited by OIG, they're going to look to see if legal hires were made. Why did you hire Susan? Oh, this is the reason why. They had the exact keywords in their resume. They were qualified. It's not because you liked her or you were friends with her or this is some sort of nepotism. No, it's because she proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she was qualified for that position. So go through the effort of actually inputting the keywords within your resume in an organic fashion. These are just 4 federal government jobs. There's thousands of them. A lot of them could improve your salary. Not just improve your salary, but we're talking about benefits here. We're talking about the pension, money for the rest of your life. 5 years. That's what you give. You give 5 years of your time and you're fully vested in a federal pension. It makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. You have to look at your situation and make that decision for yourself. Unfortunately, what happens is somebody decides to try and they become incredibly discouraged because the hiring process is a monster. It's a beast. It's hard to get through it. So the main obstacle to your path to a government job will be your resume. That's it. That's the main thing, right? There's other things like applying and interviewing, but the main thing, the number one thing is going to be your resume. And the number one reason why it's not where it needs to be right now is because of the detail. You're not using enough detail. Describe how you did it. How did you do that? If you are interested in federal government jobs, you need to understand the federal hiring process from start to finish, from when you apply, get referred, get the interview, negotiate the job offer, accept the job offer, all that stuff. If you're interested to learn about that, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.